Hey everybody, welcome back to Swift Lessons. Today, let's get some blues vocabulary under your fingertips in the key of E minor. Let's begin in the open position minor blues scale. Okay, lick number 1 is going to look and sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and a 3, and a. Okay, real slow. We can break that up into 2 parts. Part number 1, that was 0 on the low E. Then on beat number 2, 3-0-0, 3-0-0. Okay, put it together. Alright, then the second part. Alright, so right there, we're doing hammers and pulls. 2, 3, 2, 0. And then resolving 2nd fret of the D string. Alright, that's an E note. Put that together and we have. Alright, then if you like, you can hit both E strings. One more time. 1 and 2 and a 3 and a. Okay, now taking a look at lick number 2, let's utilize the upper extension of that scale. Okay, lick number 2 is going to look and sound like this. Alright, let's break that up into 2 parts. Part 1. Okay, so I slid to the 5th fret of the B string. Of course, I hit the root note first. Then I'm playing 3, 5, 3. Then part number 2. Alright, so right here we have the flatted 5th. That's a very blue note, right? So I'm going to slide up into that note. Then play 3, 3, and then hammer up to the A note, 5th fret of the high E string. Alright, so you put that together. Alright, with the rhythm, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Alright, it's a nice lick to get you into the 4 chord A because it's going to match that chord, an A note over an A minor or an A minor 7 chord. And of course you can resolve right there on the 5th fret of the B string, that E note, or go back into the first position. Okay, now let's go into lick number 3. This time we're going to check out the E minor chord played in its A shape and its overlapping minor blues scale. And we have a root note right there on the 9th fret of the G string, and also right there, 7th fret of the A string. Okay, lick number 3 is going to look and sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. And real slow. Okay, break it up into 2 parts. We have the root note. Then we're going to have the skip James double stop bend. Grab an 8th fret of the B string, 7th fret of the high E. Next we're going to play. Alright, so that was a pull off. 9 down to 7 on the G string. Then go into the 9th fret of the D string. Alright, then we can proceed. Throwing in the blues scale, a hammer pull, 7, 8, 7. Slight bend on the minor 3rd, A string. Then to the root note, E, 7th fret of the A string. Okay, part 2. And parts 1 and 2 together. Just like that. Alright, let's see if you can play it along with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. And 1. And 1. Alright, just like that. Okay, now let's go a little further, climbing up the fretboard. Here I'm picturing the G-shaped position of the E or E minor chord. I've got the minor pentatonic scale in this shape. And then also overlapping, I have the blues scale variety, adding in the flat at 5th, which I'm finding here on the 13th fret of the A string. And also on the 11th fret B. Okay, the minor blues scale in its G-shaped position. All right, here's another lick that's gonna sound great in your repertoire. Check it out. And 1. And real slow. All right, this one we can also break up into 2 parts. I can start off hitting the low E string, then slide up to 12 and 12 of the B and the high E string. And then pick those 2 strings apart, E and B. So slide E, B, slide E, B. Then part number 2. Okay, so still holding the 12th fret of the high E string, I can do a hammer pull, 10, 11, 10 on the B string. Then alternate 12, 10, 12, before sliding up a full step to the B note, 12th fret of the B string. So, part number 2. Make sure you keep that pick alternating, putting parts 1 and 2 together. Okay, and of course you can voice the low E string as well. Okay, now let's go up one more position, and this is going to be an octave from where we started. I've got the 12th fret, E note is my root. All right, right here's my E minor 7 chord, rooted off of that low E string. Overlapping with that chord, of course, we've got the minor blues scale. But in order to find some more exotic sounds, we can combine that with the natural minor scale, key of E. That's 1 octave. That's 2 octaves. All right, that's a classic sound right there, something that's going to really take your lead playing in minor keys to the next level. Okay, blend in those scales together. All right, this next lick is gonna look and sound like this. A 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. And real slow. Okay, of course we can break that up too. All right, 2 parts, part 1. That's a good place to practice. I slid up to the 15th fret of the high E string, then down a half step, 15 on the B, and then 12th fret high E string. All right, that's a very exotic start to this phrase. Next we're gonna play. All right, mixing together the natural minor and the blues scale. I started off sliding up to that F sharp note, 14th fret of the high E string. Then we're gonna kind of scale down, 15, 12, 15 on the G, and then back to the B note, the 12th fret of the B string. So part 2. Sounds great with some vibrato and a little bit of a delay. All right, put parts 1 and 2 together. For something that's a little bit outside of that typical blues style. Okay, mixing in some of that natural minor scale. Just like that. And of course, we can also learn how to play the lick that we had in the open position. All right, we can play it up here, an octave up. Just like that. All right, friends, now you have a bunch of soloing positions to practice and a handful of licks to take your lead playing to the next level. Of course, you can head to patreon.com/swiftlessons. There I'm gonna have a Guitar Pro and a PDF study guide to help you with your practice. Until next time, this is Rob coming at you from the Jersey Shore saying happy picking.